Guys, thanks very much for joining us. If you could just introduce yourselves briefly and maybe just give us a bit of background into Habitech, who you are, how long you've been in business, and maybe how long the relationship with Wildstorm has been, just to set things going.
Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Okay, I'll start. Hi, I'm Justin Martin Lawrence. I'm the technical manager at Habitech. So I oversee everything technical from products coming into us as a company through to liaising with manufacturers, through to running all of our training programs pretty much. I've been with Habitech now for 12 years. Habitech has been around for 17 years. And we've been together with Wildstorm and their predecessors for pretty much the full length of our company term, but Wildstorm specifically about 12 years.
Yep. I'm Jay Brand, former product manager for Wildstorm at Habitech, now business development manager. So I've been with Habitech for 12 years, seen Wildstorm through and through, basically. Yeah,
That's great, guys. Thanks very much. So obviously we've just got back from ISE. Hopefully everybody was back safe. I guess, how was it? I think it's obviously the big show for us and a big kickstart to our AV year. Much change? Do you see some excitement out there?
Yeah, it was a great year. Obviously we haven't attended for a couple of years now due to the COVID and stuff like that. But yeah, for me it was great to see everyone again and see the industry back up and running as such.
Did you see much change out there? New products, or is it pretty much carrying on with the same old guard as before?
There's a lot of new products out there. Obviously, Wildstorm had some new exciting stuff to show us, which was great. Certainly, the 500 stuff was really interesting. But yeah, it was actually just nice to get out there and see people and mingle with the manufacturers finally after a few years.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it was much busier than expected. It wasn't quite so busy last year. I think people are still getting to grips with, whether shows like that will continue with the sort of new regime and change of how business life works. But actually, I think this year showed that there were many more people I think anybody expected there. And it was a busy show, lots of things to see. It was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we felt the same. We had a full booth for most of the week. So, and Jay, you mentioned the NHD 500. Obviously, that's the big thing for Wildstorm this year. Do you think that's going to elevate Wildstorm's position in the market?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's come at the right time. Certainly with SkyQ doing their updates and stuff with their units. So yeah, we needed it. The video quality is fantastic. Switch speed is obviously really good as well. So yeah, I think it's the right time, right place.
I mean, do you see that's the way that AV is going generally? I know that you guys do a lot on the networking side. Do you want to fill us in a little bit about your background about that sort of AV IT convergence? I think that's an interesting differential about Habitech as a business.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, the focal point, I think, of the industry up until perhaps a year ago was HD-based T matrix solutions. And now with the way that content's being delivered, there's a complete change in that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that there's no space in the market for HD-based T, but people want more flexible solutions, perhaps with less sources and more endpoints. And of course, having a video-based or IP-based video product makes that much, much easier. And I think for us, what we've seen specifically with the 500 series is up until then, there was always a slight compromise with the compression and the chroma subsampling. And now that we've got something that can very easily do, 6444, what you put in is what you get out. And, that's worked very, very well for us because people are now looking to decentralize in some cases, but in other cases they can't necessarily. So having a product that's got that solution, that flexibility, it's very good for us.
Mm. We've seen a lot of growth in the hospitality market, haven't we, with the pubs and sports bars and things like that springing up, and that asymmetric model is a really good, allows for growth, doesn't it? And we don't have to necessarily worry about knowing how big that system is going to become at the start. We can. But in terms of the networking knowledge that you've got as well, I think although we've got Netgear and people like that making networking for AV easy, you guys have got the full range of networking, haven't you, with Ruckus and other brands, which helps to complete that picture, and mainly the technical backup as well, and understanding. So those that need to build a proper corporate network rather than just a small AV, specific network, you have that knowledge within your business.
Yeah, we've got a range of products to do it. So you mentioned some of our other partners, Ruckus, Cambium, etc. But we're also an AV line partner. So it enables us to help design systems for dealers where AV line is particularly well suited for AV. We do a lot of Dante, not just the Dante embedded in Wirestorm products, but also in audio, other audio products as well. So we've got pretty much the widest portfolio of products that can see our customers from end to end, from the ISP coming into the house all the way through to the wireless networking, and in addition, all of the AV as well. And I think a very strong advantage that Habitech have got is that we can glue all that together. And we've invested in field engineers that can help provide and design solutions for our dealers. So it all works really well for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an interesting one. The whole solutions approach is, I think, what customers are looking for these days. And I think, dealers like
Absolutely.
yourselves, and I guess, with Wirestorm to some extent, we're trying to sort of round that circle and not just be one part of the puzzle. And as I guess
Mm.
dealers get busier, it's nice to be able to come to somebody like you and say, look, give me the whole solution. Do you see that continuing? Are more and more dealers coming to you for that sort of whole systems approach rather than just the audio side of it, or video?
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to be pushing that more and more. So that if we can help our dealers outdo the whole solution, it not only makes the dealer's life better, it makes our life easier to support it, because it's all coming from one place, sort of thing. So yeah, we will definitely continue doing that.
What do you see the sort of the trends are out there at the moment? You seeing more residential stuff from your angle, or are you getting more corporate opportunities? What do you see the trending solutions are out there at the minute?
Yeah, corporate's obviously getting a lot bigger. Going into the corporate market, we've sort of put our toes in the water as such in the past, but we're getting more and more bigger projects now. But Resi's still quite a big part of our business. It's a big focus of Habitech in general. But yeah, corporate is definitely where we see the business going, as well as Resi.
Do you see that as certainly from a signal distribution point of view? Where's the growth? Is there still an opportunity to distribute stuff in residential markets, or is that where, certainly from a signal distribution point of view, you see the corporate education, that sort of more pro AV side of things? Do you see that that's where the money is for you guys?
Yeah, definitely the growth will be in more commercial sort of outfits. Resi, it's becoming a tougher sell because obviously everything's built into the TV now, so video distribution is becoming a tougher conversation to have, why you need it. But now we've got the introduction of EARC and ARCs becoming more important. So I think it's not gone, it's not dead, but yeah, we can pick up on other features rather than distribution.
In terms of things like the packaging and all of that, the sort of the sort of environmental element. Obviously, it's something that we've used as a sort of a differentiator, if you like, between. Do you think people care enough about? Should it be something that we should be doing more about? Is it something that people are asking you for? Are any of the other brands that you're working with, are they looking at the environmental impact of the technology that they provide, and all the ancillary stuff that goes around it? Is that something that's important? Is that something that would drive somebody to one brand over another, do you think?
It certainly helps. A lot of dealers like the fact that Wildstorm are green and utilising the recycled packaging and all of that. So yeah, I think it's definitely a thing that you're already on that sort of train as such. Why not stay on it? It's going to be more important moving forwards as the climate changes.
Is Wildstorm quite unique in that fact, Jay, compared to your other brands? That is anybody else sort of focusing on, just things like the packaging? I mean, we create so much waste, don't we?
Yeah, I think as far as I'm concerned, that's Wildstorm are the only ones of our brands that go to that level.
Yeah, that have focused on that specifically. So we've seen a big change, obviously, in the way things are packaged. And Wildstorm have made a big thing of that, and dealers like it. I think if anything, it's triggered dealers to ask why some of our other manufacturers are still using subs when they could very easily put stuff in cardboard or envelopes, depending on the type of product it is. It's different with big products because they naturally come in cardboard boxes, and you can reduce things like the bags inside. But when it's sort of accessory sized products or matrix sized products, I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And I think people would welcome the opportunity. Even things like connectors, they should come in cardboard boxes, not plastic ones. And I know a lot of people feel very strongly about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some challenges out there with things like different power supplies and different plugs and things like that. And trying to create a universal, certainly from a global perspective. And there's some challenges there, but I think it's an interesting as somebody that obviously we consume a lot of energy. It's nice to be able to feel that we're at least giving something back. I was just interested to see whether that might be a reason for somebody to choose one brand over another, and whether that's something we should be concentrating more of, just to sort of give that corporate responsibility. But I think also from an installation point of view, the mere fact that you can just collate all these boxes together and effectively just throw them away, and you haven't got to separate them, that could save you a good few hours on site. If you've got a large deployment, and it all makes a difference, because generally the poor old integrator gets stuck with the waste, even though it's the customer's responsibility technically. But these are the practicalities of what we do. Um, so, guys, I don't want to hold you up for too long. I know it's been a long week. Just, is there any interesting projects that you've got running at the moment that you're prepared to tell us about, or that you've done in the past that you're particularly proud of?
What we got outstanding? There's quite a few projects out there. I'm just trying to think of which ones are worth talking about at the minute.
So I've put you on the spot there a little bit. Sorry.
You have. I should have done my research and found out which ones we've got outstanding. Obviously, the university ones are probably key in the commercial one. We use a lot of them in case studies. That's a really good one. We've done some nice universities with Network HD 400 and 110s. To be fair, the bar market, the Green Kings, they're always a good start. Certainly for the bar market.
Yeah, I think you've got a big VIP sports bar type project. I think it might be a Stonegate one in central London. I think
Yes,
in
we got.
Leicester Square or somewhere like that, which will be a good showcase for technology. And I think there's quite a lot of your products going there over and above the Wirestorm. So, but is there anything that people particularly like about Wirestorm that they sort of fed back to you that you think other customers would? Do you think we fit our name, that sort of powerful, reliable, simple approach? Do you think that tagline suits what we do?
Yeah, definitely. It's reliable. That's what most of our dealers need. They don't want something that they have to go return back to site and have to go and fix, or shake a cable or stand on one
Mm,
feet to do something. It just works, and majority of Wildstorm's products are plug and play. That's probably the biggest key feedback I get from our dealers, of how just easy it is to install, and it's sort of
mm.
install and go, so to speak.
That's fantastic. Well, guys, I just wanted to, again, thank you for your time. Just wanted to sort of allow everybody to introduce you guys to the market. Those that maybe don't know Habitech as a business, and obviously I'd encourage them to engage with you and your team, and the specialists that you've got there. But thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you, Steve.